Morning, all. All right. We got 5 games tonight in the National Hockey League, which is light for a Thursday. The latest start is at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, which is early for a Thursday, and I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. Again, I like December's schedule a lot better than November's. So, with the 5 games tonight, we're starting off with the LA Kings in against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, LA won October 29th by a score 4-2. Remember, that was when everybody was panicked and, oh, should Keefe be fired? And are the Leafs overrated? Are they done? And nope. So for LA, they're 14, 10, and 4. That's when in the power rankings I was being told I had the Leafs too high. So yeah, 14, 10, and 4 for LA. They're scoring 3.43 goals per game. They're allowing 3.54 goals per game. Gabe Vilardi has cooled down lately, but still has 13 goals to go with 6 assists for 19 points. Iafallo in his return, big spark plug for the offense. We'll see how he does tonight. In 5 games, he has 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. On the Toronto side, they're 16, 5, and 6. They're scoring 3.07 goals per game. They're allowing 2.44 goals per game. Austin Matthews continues to be quite the story at 13 goals, 17 assists, 30 points. And still, if you scour the internet, you don't have to look too far before you see, well, what's wrong with Matthews? Why his scoring seems to be, I don't know, off a bit. And that's when you know you've arrived, is when you already have 30 points. You've played 27 games, and people are debating about, well, maybe he's not quite where he was. Bunting, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. There was plenty of talk about his production being down. It's been better lately. So, yeah, Bunting may have overachieved a little bit last year, but still a very good top 6 forward. Nashville in against Tampa Bay. That starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific as well. On November 19th, Tampa Bay won in Nashville by a score of 3-2. That was in overtime. So these matchups won't happen again this season unless it's in the Stanley Cup final. For Nashville, they're 12, 9, and 2 on the season. They're scoring 2.65 goals per game. They're allowing an even 3 goals per game. Forsberg, 8 goals, 14 assists, 22 points. Thus far, worth every dollar of his extension. I would argue Yossi is as well. 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points. That contract still looks fine. And his plus minus, which was a nightmare early in the season, is now up to a -2. So everything's getting better for Yossi. On the Tampa Bay side, they're 15, 9, and 1. Kucherov, 11 goals, 26 assists, 37 points. Quietly having an excellent season. Hagel with 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points is also quietly having a very good season. They're scoring 3.44 goals per game. They're allowing 3.12. That's right. The goals, 4 goals against. I forgot to put Tampa's up before I put up the players. So it's after. It's not going to bother anybody, is it? All right. I do apologize to anybody who likes to see everything in exactly the same order. And there are people who feel that way. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between Detroit and Florida. Now, the fact that this reverse retro matches a black Detroit hat means that the black Detroit hat suddenly doesn't feel quite so lonely. This is the first of 3 meetings between Detroit and Florida. They'll meet again January 6th and March 20th. On the Detroit side, they're 13, 7, and 5. They're scoring 3.2 goals per game. They're allowing 3.04 goals per game, so their goal differential is a positive. Perron, 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points. Remarkable addition by Yzerman there, as is Kubalik with 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points. The Red Wings are up and coming. We'll see how they do tonight against Florida, who are 12, 10, and 4. Coming home off of a good road trip. We'll see how things go at home. They're scoring 3.42 goals per game, which is fine, but they're allowing 3.35 goals per game, which is too high. Kachuk, 12 goals, 23 assists, 35 points, has been remarkable. So he's not the reason they're allowing too many. Forsling, 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points. The one thing to watch in this game is who's going to be the starter. So if it's Husso and Knight, you might get a low-scoring game. If it was, for instance, Nedeljkovic and Bobrovsky, you might not. So with this one, this could be a fun one. And again, it's this part of the schedule is good for Detroit for us to figure out exactly where they're at in the standings. And in terms of whether or not they're closer to being a playoff team or not. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. The second of 4 meetings. On October 24th, Winnipeg wins 4-0. They'll meet again January 30th as well as March 19th. For Winnipeg, they're 16, 7, and 1 overall. They're scoring 3.29 goals per game. They're allowing 2.54 goals per game. Scheifele has been remarkable. 15 goals, 6 assists, 21 points. There are so many players right now putting up really good goal totals. It's easy to overlook that Scheifele looks like he might score 40. Morrissey, 5 goals, 22 assists, 27 points, continues his remarkable run on the blue line. as he threatens to pass his career high in points in a season by the new year. On the St. Louis front, they're 12 and 14 overall. They're coming off that 7-4 win against the Islanders. They're scoring 3.04 goals per game. They're allowing 3.85 goals per game. Tarasenko, 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points. On the Achari front, he is on a hot streak. He has 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points. Yeah, Achari has more goals than Tarasenko, but Tarasenko's been heating up lately as well, and we'll see if Achari stays on this heater. He got on one of these a couple years ago in Florida, and it does happen with Noel Achari. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, the last game of the night gets started between the Ottawa Senators and the Dallas Stars. On October 24th, Ottawa won at home 4-2. And it was during this turnaround time where it looked like maybe Ottawa was going to get better and pull out of this. They haven't. They're 10-14-1 overall. They're scoring 3.08 goals per game. They're allowing 3.22 goals per game. Tim Stützle, 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points, has been just as advertised. DeBrincat scoring a little bit less than expected. 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points. On the Dallas side, they're 14-7-5 overall. Jamie Benn, 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points. Still a point per game player. Johnston has been quite prominent recently. He has 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. Don't be surprised if he gets one tonight. So let me know your winners in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.